like I said...
The bird's disappeared.
Bird?
I'm glad it's flown free. I hope it can find a place for itself in the world.
Anyway, it almost made up for it, but I'm still kind of annoyed. And if I had saved, I could have, just, gotten out of it, but... It's done now. I don't ever want to do that again. Alright, this is our room.
There's been a lot of damage to your room, Master Zale. Perhaps you should stay in Lady Callista's room for now?
Oh, believe me.
I can't believe I get to work where Lady Callista lives.
Okay. I think this is the direction we're supposed to be heading. Maybe.
The damage here isn't so bad. Everything will be back to normal soon. Oh, busy, busy. Wherever I go, there's something to clean.
Out here, maybe?
Hey, look! You can see the city! Ah, so you can. There's my house! What? Where? See the church? It's just to the left of that. Oh, what a nice little place.
Out of the way, citizens. Okay. Nope.
It was definitely
What?
a shock when I first came here. Who'd have thought lovely Lisa would turn out to be some noble woman?
It feels like that was a lifetime ago.
I suppose this is where our
Especially
battle
after
started.
that battle we just had.
We've lost a lot. In the end, though, our dream came true. We have to make that count.
We will.
The damage here isn't...
Okay. So... maybe it's over in the military wing? Also, next chance I get to a save point, I'm saving. Because I don't want to get stuck in something like that again. I'm kind of close to just looking up online where to go so I don't get myself stuck somewhere, but... let's head back. Hey, at least they fixed the orb after all that.
I wish I'd learned the tidying up spell.
So let's see what we've got. Argonin and the Sorceress 4. Feel free to read this to yourself. So that's the important thing, is that the two people actually would meet at some point, which they did. Okay. So I guess that was one thing we got out of that. We let some time pass, which I'm not sure if it's because we did a side quest or if we just left and then came back, potentially. But we let some time pass and then we were able to get, or wait for the orb to be repaired.
Oh, look at this.
You might...
But like I said, I will not be
I've got to smash all these.
okay, you're on my save point, dude. I will not be playing anymore other than finishing up the story real quick. Assuming that you can finish it really quick. I think we're pretty much done.
I believe you promised me a duel. Surely you have not forgotten.
Oh, I've clearly not forgotten, but
Are you
we're not
prepared?
fighting. No. We are not fighting. This is... no, I'm done. I'm done. Let me look it up real quick. Okay, so it looks pretty simple just to finish the game. So we're going to go do that in a second. But I will bring up some of the stuff. Apparently, so we did chapter 42, Argon and Temple. I thought it said 44, but the guide is saying 42. Apparently, interestingly enough, if you choose the no way option when they ask if you, you know, the I do marry thing, if you choose it no way 3 times in a row, apparently you get a game over. You can apparently fight Therius as much as you want. The first 2 times you get unique dialogue. They do mention the, for that big spider fight we had, that you actually want Zale to get caught because he does so much damage. There is another chapter we can do, Contaminated Cave, where we go to the Reptids Cave again. And to end the game, all we need to go is go to that tavern again and talk to Ariella. So, yeah, I'm going to head that way and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, so this is us leaving the castle. Let you guys walk outside? Mama said never to trust a Garak. Nope, it's still not. Don't worry about him, he's just a weird kid. Oh no, he joined in on the fun! Look at that, friendship bonds have been made. Yeah. We are not going to talk to them. Right, so we need to talk to you.
Looks like the repairs are really coming on.
Oh, they are. Thanks to everyone's help. We're hoping to be able to reopen the tavern for business tomorrow.
That's great news.
Don't forget to come round and have a drink or two. For a price, of course. We have our livelihood to make, you understand?
But of course, if you're buying something, you have to pay for it with money. That's how the world works.
Yes.
I don't think we need another lecture.
Oh, that's right. Lowell wanted me to pass on a message. He said I should tell you the preparations are finally finished.
So it's finally ready.
I think he went off to Castlegate Plaza. Why don't you go after him?
Alright, we'll head that way. There's so much content, and honestly, if I hadn't been playing for 6 hours straight, I might be pretty interested in taking a look at all of this stuff, but
There you are.
6 hours is a long time for a recording. I think I've done a 6-hour recording before, but it's been a long time. Dagrin? Oh, no, Lowell. I was gonna say, we gotta finish you.
What's that face for?
You survived?
It's nothing, really.
Our little project is finally complete. You want to come and see?
Yeah, let's go.
Right then. This place is looking spick and span.
Yeah. It's great how things are coming along.
Say, Zell, what are you gonna do from now on? The good times are just getting started. You're gonna be living with Callista, right? That's bound to lift a guy's spirits, if you know what I mean.
How about you, Lol? What are you going to do? And the others?
Oh, I'm sure we'll find something. We're all grown-ups, you know, even without Dagron. Look, we just left everything to Dagron without giving a hoot about what was on his mind. I wonder how well we really knew him if that was bubbling beneath the surface. But it's his fault too. He's the one who kept it all inside. Don't forget that, Zale.
Do you think Dagron really thought of us as just pawns for his revenge?
I can't tell you that. Dagron's gone now. There are all kinds of things we'll never be able to ask him. You get that, right?
Yeah, I do.
The one thing we can say for certain is that the world's at peace now. Look down there. See those kids? Just enjoying themselves. Zale?
Right. Sorry.
That's the future you've been fighting for. What Dagron did was unforgivable. No one's doubting that. But we can't keep dwelling on it for the rest of our lives. What's done is done. So, we should take things as they are and look to the future ahead of us. In other words, we should cherish every moment and live exactly as we see fit. Well, that's what Marania said, anyway.
Lol.
But hey, I agree with every word. It convinced Seren and Yurik as well. And you know, we wouldn't be standing here laughing today if it weren't for Dagron. You can't deny that. And it's a nice way of looking at it, right? Right. Shall we get going then?
Oh, but Callista's... Callista!
I'll go on ahead, you ladies' man, you.
We'll be right there!
So, you finished Dagron's grave?
Well, it ain't no mausoleum.
Dagron did so much for us. He spent his whole life bending over backwards to keep us going.
If only we could have realized how he really felt.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Dagron, we could never have survived this long if not for you.
I guess the preparations where they got some flowers and a big rock.
It seems the people believe that a knighting is in order. Do not think to run away from it this time.
You think I would?
What are you waiting for? Kneel before Lady Callista.
Right. That's mine and Dagran's sword.
Your dearest treasure shall now be the proof of your knighthood.
Callista.
In the name of the Argonan founder, I dub thee Sir Zale. Be kind and be brave, and safeguard all who dwell in this land.
I hereby swear to uphold the ideals of a knight, and to live only for others from this day forth.
And then, the meteor shower season came around once more.
Wow. This year's meteor shower is beautiful.
Are you gonna have to look for that star again?
Callista.
Sorry I'm late.
You can be far away. Poverumona, Yasur.
Alright. Finally got our credits. Ooh. Well, final thoughts are not too surprising. I've been vocalizing them as we've gone along. I am quite pleasantly surprised by this game. It's very good. And it's the kind of game where it got better, you know, as it went along. Like when I first started it, I thought it was kind of janky, and I still think it is a little bit, but they have some really good ideas, and as they keep going through the game, they keep introducing new ideas, keep introducing new battle mechanics, and overall keep it pretty interesting. Which, for, you know, a lot of JRPGs, the formula doesn't change that much over time. You know, you'll get some new moves, I suppose, but they don't generally introduce, like, new mechanics that often. So I really liked it. And while my experience got soured a little bit there at the end of that really hard section, the reward was mostly worth it. And it's a good game. I would say the combat is the best part about the game. The story is pretty decent, you know. It definitely has some cliches from other JRPGs. But JRPGs in general have cliches, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. The story wasn't necessarily super, you know, super interesting, but it was fine for what it was. If nothing else, it was nice that, you know, main character got the girl at the end, which doesn't always happen, I guess. And, you know, and like I said, the battle mechanics were really good throughout the whole thing. And that's, you know, a large portion of the game. Visuals are definitely a low point. They are just enough to get the point across, but a lot of times for lower power technology or older games, a lot of times stylized graphics are a really good way to get around graphical limitations, you know. One really good example is, now it's not JRPG, but Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker was on GameCube hardware, which is less powerful than Wii hardware. Not by a lot, but it is. And yet that game still holds up pretty well today. You know, excluding the HD version, which is really nice looking. The original even holds up really well. And that's because the stylized look really works well, even with the lower graphics. This tried to go for a more realistic look, but with hardware that clearly couldn't support it. And so it, as I complained many times throughout the series, it really struggles. First off, even when it's not frame rate wise struggling, it's still, the resolution's really bad. And any time you deal with anything that isn't, you know, zoomed in pretty close to somebody's face, you lose a ton of detail. And even when it's zoomed into someone's face, the low textures weren't that great either. And then, of course, when you get into battle and particle effects start happening and you're dealing with all this stuff, it was very common to dip to subpar frame rates, even to single-digit frame rates, was not uncommon. And so the question is, well, why not put it on a better quality console? And I think if it was on, let's say, the Xbox or the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, or the PC, it wouldn't have gotten the attention that it had. Because I will say I don't think there was a lot of Wii JRPGs. So it definitely attracted more attention being on an unusual console with an unusual visual style for the console, but I still would be I would love to see like an HD version of the game at some point, you know? That would be kind of cool. But overall, I would say this is a great game. It's really good. It gets better as it goes, which sometimes isn't always a great thing, but...
Shall we go, Callista?
Sure.
98% of the game is voice acted, which is nice. A lot of JRPGs don't do that. And for the most part, I really, got really attached to the characters. Which most JRPGs usually do a pretty good job. But I really felt like, most of these main, cast of friends here were important. With, I'd say, the exception of Dagran, because, he wasn't around a lot. I do find it odd that a large portion of the cast was missing for a large portion of the games. JRPGs do that from time to time. You might not get introduced to a character for 10, 15 hours into the game, but once you're introduced to them, they usually stay in the party. Most of the time. Sometimes you lose a character for a while, but there was, I would say, a considerable portion of the game, maybe half of the game, where, like, Lowell and, Seren weren't, in the story, which is kind of weird. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. It's a cool game. A regret I would say I have is that I never got to try the multiplayer. Coming into the game this late. But, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. And I don't think it necessarily detracts from the main story experience. Oh, that's kind of cool. And to be perfectly honest, I'm gonna be kind of sad that I'm done with the game. Near the beginning I wasn't feeling that way, but as it's gone on, I've gotten more attached to the characters, the story, and everything, and despite all of the shortcomings, the strong points of the game vastly outweigh them. And you can really look past them, And I think the only thing that could make it better is if, like I said, and I really doubt it's ever going to happen, because it's such a kind of niche game, but if it ever got some kind of, HD re-release, that would be pretty sick. I almost wonder if any of the Wii emulators on computer, if anyone's ever made, a patch for that or something. I feel like someone may have. Yeah. Not much more, really, for me to say. But it is surprisingly good. And much better than, what the other Project Rainfall games. Xenoblade Chronicles is cool, although it's, I never finished the first one. I'm playing through the second one right now. And, whatever that other one was that for the life of me, I can't remember right now. So I don't know where it went, and that's kind of weird, but I just remembered the title was Pandora's Tower. So that's, I think it's better than Pandora's Tower. Pandora's Tower had a neat mechanic with the chain and everything, but there was almost no story. There's very little story. You got little snippets here and there, but the story was super limited, and the gameplay was interesting. However, I would say the game being, I think it was maybe 12 hours or maybe 10, that was about as long as it needed to be, because it didn't innovate enough to keep things interesting, like this one did. So anyway, that is going to be it for the last story. I've actually got a game planned that we'll be doing soon, which I'm pretty excited about. But, you know what it is? I think I might have the external hard drive for the Wii U unplugged. That might be what it is. Anyway, but I think I've already got a game planned for what we're going to be doing next. I am almost finished with Higurashi Chapter 7, and I don't have Chapter 8 ready yet. So, I think I know what I'm going to do. You guys will have to wait and see. This is such a long recording. I may have done a recording this long in the past, but it's been years. Like, I have never done a recording this long in at least a couple of years. And it soured my experience a little bit towards the end, which kind of sucks. But it's been a fun one. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize for rambling. I'm going to try to cut a little bit of this out. But what I was going to say is that this may take me a couple of days to edit. This is 6 hours. Like, 2 hours is a long editing session. And this is 3 times that. So this is going to take me at least, I want to say 3 days to edit. So I hope you guys enjoyed, though. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you agree and disagree with. I'm sure there's some things that, you know, maybe if you played through the entirety of Xenoblade Chronicles and it turned out to be an absolutely amazing game, let me know. I liked it. I played through maybe 10 hours of it, but I just kind of got a little bit bored of it after a while. It's such a long experience, you know? So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time for whatever we're playing next. Bye!